morning concert. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, hi, hi. Hello, hello, hello. Hi. Sing that with us. Hello, hello, hello. Let's sing it out now. Hi, hi, hi. Hello, hello, hello. Hi. Let's add some hand motions. Hello, hello, hello. Now your other hand. Hi, hi, hi. Hello, hello, hello. Way up in the air. Hi. In France, they say bonjour. Sing it with us now. Bonjour. In China, they say ni hao, ni hao. In Japan, they say konnichiwa, konnichiwa. In South Africa, they say dumela, dumela. Here we go. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see those arms. Hi, hi, hi. Hello, hello, hello. Hi. In Mexico, they say buenos dias, buenos dias. In Arab lands they say salam alaikum, salam alaikum. In Israel they say shalom, shalom. In India they say namaste, namaste. Here we go now. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, hi, hi. Hello, hello, hello. We shake hands, shake your neighbor's hand. We wave and we grin. We tap each other on the back. We say hi, hi you been? Hello, hello, hello. Hi, hi, hi. Hello, hello, hello. Hi. One more time. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see those arms. Hi, hi, hi. Hello, hello, hello. Hi. Good morning, everybody, and welcome. We're very happy to be here with you and want to welcome you to our concert. You may already know the name of the group is Gemini. This is my brother Laz, and my name is Sam. And I too want to welcome you to our concert. And we're going to have a bunch of instruments that we'll play, but you all have one instrument that we can do without any of these, and that's our voices. And this song, that's all you need. There's 4 words to the song, and they come from West Africa. The 4 words are Funga. Can you say that back? Funga. Alafia. Alafia. Ashe. 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 And those words mean, I welcome you into my heart. Can you say that back? I welcome you into my heart. Here's how it goes. Funga alafia, ashe, ashe. Funga alafia, ashe, ashe. Try that. Funga alafia, ashe, ashe. Funga alafia, ashe, ashe. I welcome you into my heart. 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 Now in Spanish, it sounds like this. Bienvenidos a mi corazón. Bienvenidos a mi corazón. Try that. Bienvenidos a mi corazón. Bienvenidos a mi corazón. Try this. Funga alafia, ashe, ashe. Funga alafia, ashe, ashe. Funga alafia, ashe, ashe. Funga, alafia, ashe, ashe. I welcome you into my heart. 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 Into my heart. Into my heart. Into my heart. Very good. Well, it's close to lunchtime, so we're going to have a song about food, and this is about one of my favorite foods. It may be one that you like as well, and it starts out with a bunch of questions to which I know you know the answer. What's made of dough and tomato sauce and lots of cheese? Onions, green peppers, and mushrooms and olives, and sometimes all of these. They roll the dough out flat, then toss it in the air. It's almost always round, but sometimes it's a square. What is it? It's a pizza, mamma mia, pizza pie. It's a pizza, mamma mia, sing it with us. It's a pizza, mamma mia, pizza pie. It's a pizza, mamma mia, pizza pie. It's no tortilla, ay caramba, or a wiener schnitzel, yeah. Nor baklava, eureka, or a croissant, ooh la la. It doesn't go with champagne, you have it with a Coke. Not fancy schmancy, eigewalt, but you won't wind up broke. It's a pizza, mamma mia, pizza pie. It's a pizza, mamma mia, pizza pie. When mom has had a long day and says she's feeling beat, when dad is sick and tired of cooking and wants to go out to eat, do we go for burgers or a place that serves buffet? Or do we say let's have the same thing we had yesterday? It's a pizza, mamma mia, pizza pie. 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 So we are in a library and we must honor books here. So we're going to sing a couple of books. Do you guys know this book? You can sing this book like this. A cow says moo, sing it back. A cow says moo, a sheep says ba, a sheep says ba. Three singing pigs say la la la. Three singing pigs say la la la. No, no, you say, that isn't right. No, no, you say, that isn't right. The pigs say oink all day and night. The pigs say oink all day and night. Rhinoceroses snort and snuff and little dogs go ruff, ruff, ruff. Rhinoceroses snort and snuff and little dogs go ruff, ruff, ruff. Some other dogs go bow, wow, wow, and cats and kittens say meow. Some other dogs go bow, wow, wow, and cats and kittens say meow. Quack, says the duck, a horse says neigh. Quack, says the duck, a horse says neigh. It's quiet now, what do you say? It's quiet now, what do you say? Wanna hum it with us? Very good. Do you guys know this book? Brown Bear. This book can also be sung in an echo form like this. Brown bear, what do you see? You go, brown bear, what do you see? I see a red bird looking at me. I see a red bird looking at me. Red bird, what do you see? Red bird, what do you see? I see a yellow duck looking at me. I see a yellow duck looking at me. Yellow duck, what do you see? Yellow duck, what do you see? I see a blue horse looking at me. I see a blue horse looking at me. Blue horse, what do you see? Blue horse, what do you see? I see a green frog looking at me. I see a green frog looking at me. Green frog, what do you see? Green frog, what do you see? I see a purple cat looking at me. I see a purple cat looking at me. Purple cat, what do you see? Purple cat, what do you see? I see a white dog looking at me. I see a white dog looking at me. White dog, what do you see? White dog, what do you see? I see a black sheep looking at me. I see a black sheep looking at me. Black sheep, what do you see? Black sheep, what do you see? I see a goldfish looking at me. I see a goldfish looking at me. Goldfish, what do you see? Goldfish, what do you see? I see a teacher looking at me. I see a teacher looking at me. Teacher, what do you see? Teacher, what do you see? I see some children, looking at me. I see some children looking at me. Children, what do you see? Children, what do you see? And now we're going to go through the whole book. We see a brown bear. We see a red bird. We see a yellow duck. We see a blue horse. We see a green frog. We see a purple cat. We see a white dog. We see a black sheep. We see a goldfish and a teacher looking at us. That's what we see. Yeah, very good. Well, we have a story for you now. This is a story about a couple of donkeys. Whoops. Hi. The stage is irresistible. Everybody wants to be on stage. So this is a story that starts out like all good stories do. Once upon a time, there were two donkeys. Now these two donkeys looked a lot alike. They each had long gray ears. They each had long gray tails. Now these two donkeys looked so much alike, you might even think they were identical twin donkeys. Now, these two donkeys lived on a farm. And every day, the farmer would tie them together with a rope so they could do the work of the farm. They'd pull the plow, they'd pull the wagon. After a while, they got to be so good, they learned to tie themselves together. So what they did is they tied themselves together and then they worked all morning. They pulled the plow, they pulled the wagon, and then it was time for lunch. So the farmer turned the team around, they headed back to the barn. When they got into the barn, they noticed that there were two piles of carrots. There was one pile right there, and another pile right there. Well, the donkeys were hungry. They'd been working hard all morning. They headed for their piles of carrots. Hee-haw! But the rope was too short. They couldn't reach. Now, everybody knows how smart donkeys are, right? Not very. Not very. Didn't work the first time. Tried again exactly the same way. Hee-haw! Still didn't work. Donkeys are not only known for being not so very smart, they're also known for being very, very stubborn. Very, very stubborn. Didn't work twice in a row. Tried again exactly the same way.
Hee-haw.
Still didn't work. But now the donkeys did something unusual for donkeys. They did something smart. They turned to all their friends in the barn, that's all of you, and they said, could you help us figure out how we can get to our piles of carrots? Now, I would like to invite the young friends in the barn to help us figure out how we can get to our piles of carrots. So who among my young friends would like to tell us, without help from our older friends, who among my young friends would like to volunteer a possibility? Is everybody going to be shy this morning? Should we tell you what we hear sometimes? Okay, so the first suggestion almost every time is, you could untie the rope. And our response is, well, the problem is, us being not so very smart, we can barely tie knots. We're not smart enough to untie knots. Anybody have any other ideas? Okay, well sometimes what we get then is, well, you could cut the rope, and we say, you know, the farmer doesn't trust us with knives or scissors on account of we're not so very smart, you know? Okay, and then the last answer usually is, well, you could bite the rope, and we do that. Yuck, that doesn't work either. And then some genius child invariably says to us, well, you could together go to one side, and then together to the other side, which of course is the solution. So, we're going to go to this side.
Thanks very much. Where are you going? Oh, I was going to go around that way. You're going to go all the way around when it's right there? Yeah. Is that intelligent? No, we're on a donkey. You're right. I forgot. You're a donkey. Let's go this way. Oh, you sure? This way. Okay. What do I know? What do you know? A carrot.
So there's a moral to our story. The moral of our story, the moral of our tale, if you work together, you will never fail. Sing that with us. I love my white shoes, I love my white shoes, I love my white shoes. Oh no! Pete stepped in a large pile of strawberries. What color did they turn his shoes? Red. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. He kept walking along, singing his song. I love my red shoes, I love my red shoes, I love my red shoes. Oh no! Pete stepped on a large pile of blueberries. What color did they turn his shoes? Blue. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. He kept walking along, singing his song. I love my blue shoes, I love my blue shoes, I love my blue shoes. Oh no! Pete stepped on a large puddle of mud. What color did they turn his shoes? Brown. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. He kept walking along, singing his song. I love my brown shoes, I love my brown shoes, I love my brown shoes. Oh no! Pete stepped in a bucket of water, and all the brown, and all the blue, and all the red were washed away. What color were his shoes again? White, but now they were also wet. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. He kept walking along, singing his song. I love my wet shoes, I love my wet shoes, I love my wet shoes. The moral of Pete's story is, no matter what you step in, keep walking along and singing your song because it's all good, because it's all good, because it's all good. Sing that with us. Because it's all good, because it's all good, because it's all good. Very good. Give yourselves a hand. One more Pete the Cat book. Do you know this one? Pete the Cat and his 4 groovy buttons. Pete the Cat put on his favorite shirt with 4 big, colorful, round, groovy buttons. He loved his buttons so much, he sang this song. My buttons, my buttons, my 4 groovy buttons, my buttons, my buttons, my 4 groovy buttons. Oh no! One of the buttons popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? 3, because 4 minus 1 equals 3. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept on singing his song. My buttons, my 3 groovy buttons. My buttons, my 3 groovy buttons. Pop! Oh no! Another button popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? 2, because 3 minus 1 equals 2. Did Pete cry? No. Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept on singing his song. My buttons, my 2 groovy buttons. My buttons, my 2 groovy buttons. Pop! Oh no! Another button popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? 1, because 2 minus 1 equals 1. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept on singing his song. But this time he sang, my button, my 1 groovy button. My button, my 1 groovy button. Pop! Oh no, the last button popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? 0. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. Pete looked down at his buttonless shirt. And what do you think he saw?
Belly button.
His belly button! And he kept on singing his song. My button, still have my belly button. My button, still have my belly button. It just simply goes to show that stuff will come and stuff will go, but do we cry? Goodness, no. We keep on singing, and this time we sing. Buttons come and buttons go. 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 Very good. Give yourselves a big hand for that. All right. Well, we have time for a couple more songs. How about we sing Skin-a-ma-rink? You guys ready? Skin-a-ma-rink-a-dink-a-dink, skin-a-ma-rink-a-doo. I love you. Skin-a-ma-rink-a-dink-a-dink, skin-a-ma-rink-a-doo. I love you. I love you in the morning and in the afternoon. I love you in the evening underneath the moon. Skin-a-ma-rinky-dinky-dink, skin-a-ma-rinky-doo. I love you. Let's one more time now. Skin-a-ma-rinky-dinky-dink, skin-a-ma-rinky-doo. I love you. Skin-a-ma-rinky-dinky-dink, skin-a-ma-rinky-doo. I love you. I love you in the morning and in the afternoon. I love you in the evening underneath the moon. Skin-a-ma-rinky-dinky-dink, skin-a-ma-rinky-doo. I love you. I love you. I love you. Very good. Hey, how about if we do the drawing for that CD? So I'm gonna go get the box. So, did everybody get a chance to put it in? Okay. Then San is going to get that box, and I need a young volunteer to do the drawing. Is there some young volunteer who'd like to come up and pull a name out of the box? Yes? Come on up. Tell us your name.
Anissa.
Anissa, Anissa, what I want you to do is come over here. I want you to reach into that box without looking. Don't. You have to close your eyes. Now stir all those pieces of paper around. And pick out one name. That is Carol Snyder. Carol Snyder. Woo! All right. The spoons player. So that's our most recent. Thank you, Anissa. You can go sit down there. That's our most recent CD of all stories with music, and we're going to sing one more song. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, oh, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Oh, let it shine. Let it shine. Sing it out now. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Oh, let it shine. Let it shine. We really want to thank you for singing along with us and just being here. It's been our pleasure to be able to play music for you. A big, big thank you to all the folks at Fontana for inviting us to be here today. Let's give them a big thank you. After the concert, if you would like, we have a number of our recordings, videos, instruments for sale. You can come on up and take a look at those. We want to thank you so much for coming out again and wish you the best. I too really want to thank you. And before we go, let's sing it again. One more time now. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day. We wish you the best and look forward to seeing you again sometime. Bye-bye, everybody.